Welcome back. We're here at the Bryan Station Kroger. We're doing Cram the Cruiser, and I'm with Michael Halligan. He's the CEO of God's Pantry Food Bank. And thanks for being here this morning.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Now, we've been talking about Cram the Cruiser and how important it is for the community, but just tell us the impact and why it is such an important thing for community members to be involved with.
So in central and eastern Kentucky, there's 250,000 people who are at risk of hunger, who may not know where their next meal might come from. And programs like Cram the Cruiser and other types of food drives, it's a great way for the public to engage and help those in need have a meal that they might otherwise miss.
Now, I know we were discussing earlier how people kind of talk about a certain amount of pounds of food, but you were saying there's another way to kind of look at it, how many meals, correct?
Yeah, the way I like to think about it is for every dollar that's donated to God's Pantry Food Bank, we're able to gather and distribute enough food to create 8 meals. For $3, we're able to feed a family for an entire weekend. So it really speaks to the impact of the work that we do in how it helps a family who's uncertain where that next meal might come from. So it's easy to talk about pounds, but it's really about the meals, and it's really about the good nutrition that those who are less fortunate have available through the food bank and through other sources.
Now, do you know on an average, I guess, how many families you are able to reach and help throughout this program?
So this program should deliver somewhere in the neighborhood of 250,000 pounds when it's all said and done. So that's over 200,000 meals.
Wow.
You know, if you figure a family of 4, that's 50,000 families that are going to be touched by this program in the not too distant future.
And I've heard Trooper Purdy was saying how this program, when it started, you know, they got a good response, but it just keeps growing. So that is just great to see this outreach with the community and how involved they are and willing to help people.
It is, and the Kentucky State Police and Kroger and Pepsi do a great job of making it easy for people to participate. All they have to do is come into the store, and they can, for $6, purchase this meal, which then gets distributed out through the food bank and through soup kitchens and pantries and other organizations that support those in need. Or if they want to make a cash contribution, they can do that. Or if they simply want to donate canned goods and put them in the barrels that are in the grocery store, they can do that as well.
So they have a few options of helping out, of ways of helping out.
Lots of different options. And you know, one of the things that I think is really important for people to think about, there's a lot of different ways you can help. You can volunteer, you can donate food, you can donate monetarily. You know, it's sort of the time, talent, and treasure. And all three are such important ways for people to give back to the community, particularly at this time of year when there are so many reasons to be joyful and blessed for all that we have available to us. And to be able to give back a little bit to those that are less fortunate, it's a great way to celebrate the holidays.
Now, you were talking about how people can also volunteer. I guess, how would they be able to get involved with God's Pantry Food Bank?
So if you are interested in volunteering at God's Pantry Food Bank, you can go online at godspantry.org, and there's a place on our homepage that talks about volunteering, and you can register to participate in a volunteering event on our website. You can also make donations online through God's Pantry Food Bank as well.
Now, you're not the only organization that's helping out. Again, we're at the Bryan Station Kroger now, but there are multiple Krogers around central Kentucky that are involved and some other organizations that are helping as well, correct?
That's correct. So a lot of the work is done locally. The way I like to talk about it, you don't end hunger in a food bank, you end hunger through a food bank into the community where the issues exist. So local soup kitchens, pantries, shelters, all of those types of agencies participate in the program in one way or another. And not only is it in central and eastern Kentucky, it's actually across the entire Commonwealth. So it's a really cool, robust program that engages the public in a lot of different ways.
That's fantastic. Well, lastly, I guess we should point out what we're kind of standing under. So tell me a little bit about
under this little awning. So Kroger and PepsiCo, along with the Kentucky State Police, on Sunday are going to be having an event. They're going to be giving away hot dogs and sodas, and it's a way for the public to come out, have a little camaraderie, and hopefully make a donation of either a bag of groceries or some canned goods while they're enjoying a little bit of time with the sponsors of the event.
Very good. Sounds like a great time, and of course for a great cause as well. So thank you very much for being with us this morning. But of course we have so much more to talk about, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But for now, I'll toss it back to the studio.